Hello everyone, welcome back to my vlog. Today, the topic that I'm going to discuss is a use case document. So, use case document it's in continuation to the documentations that we have discussed as of now. The documentations which are required in the development of a software. So, use case document is one such document which can be a mandatory document in some organizations, maybe not in many, but it depends upon organization to organization. But yes, if somebody is applying for a profile of a business analyst, it's must a must thing which is expected from BA to be aware of, and how to make it, and why is it made. So today we are going to discuss all that here. So when we talk about use case document, what it is, it's basically a document which provides a story of how a system actors they will be utilized to achieve a goal. So now you hear the system is the software that we are supposed to test, or which is being developed, and actors are everybody who are involved in um, the usage of that software, because we are supposed to see that it's meeting the requirements, and the requirements is every software is to be used by the end users. So we have to see from all the perspective, all the people who can use that software, and how are they going to use it. So everybody involved is an actor, so that we can actually see that it achieves the goal. So, what a use case doesn't include? Let's first remove out the things that are not mandatory for a use case document. So, it doesn't have any development specific language, means it's not a technical document, it's just a document which is very easy to understand by multiple teams. Not only development team can understand, it is easy to understand by stakeholders and maybe end users as well. So it is made in such a way. Then it details about screens, interfaces, nothing is there, because the detail is about how you're supposed to use it, not what screens are there and how is it made. It's nothing like that, because that all comes out to be technical stuff, and we are not dealing with technical stuff in the use case. So how we write actually a use case. So we have to identify that who all are going to use it. So who all are using it are the actors, as I told you, and then who comes with the requirements, that is the stakeholders are the people who we can call as client, our business, or stakeholders. All three words are um, used in the corporate world. So any, if you hear a client word, that is equivalent to stakeholder. So they are the people who have come up with that specific business or that specific requirement. Preconditions are that what should be done so that use use case can run. It's the condition that is mandatory before you can actually test a use case that it's working or not. Then we have the triggers. They cause the use case to be triggered. So there is always a ignition point based on which something happens in the software. So for example, I say if you are entering google.com, that's a trigger. Then only Google page will appear, because there is a trigger point that you have entered it and you have clicked on enter. That's a trigger for google.com to open, or for any application to open. Basic flow is that you are actually checking the uh, flow, which is a normal flow that application or a software should have. So that is the basic flow. Alternate flow can be which is not the basic flow. but a variation from that, and that flow can have the failures as well. So if you have a failure, then what is the flow that you are going to manage? So if I talk here that how we write a use case, so let's imagine that we have a suppose, as we discussed in the previous vlog as well, if we are supposed to make a banking application, so how do we write? We first see that how many other people or what kind of people are there who are supposed to use that application or the website. So they can be the employees who are supposed to work and take actions on the requirements of the end users. Then there would be end users as in there can be gold customers, silver customers, platinum customers. So all these are the end users that can we have. Then we can have the third party integrations that we have. Maybe you are connected to Google Pay for the payments or something like that. So you have third party who is actually connected. They are also the actors to it. Stakeholders is the banking system who has come up with this need that we want an application for our bank. Preconditions are that what is the precondition that you will have a this requirement of a website, because you have end users, you have the customers, and just to make things easy for your customer, you want something which is more handy and in this digital world. So you want a website to be made, so that's a precondition that you should have customer base. Then only you will think of making it more user friendly and more easy for people to have the flow of the money. Triggers, it causes so how will it get triggered? It will get triggered based on how your customers are going to log in. So if somebody is going to log in, he will perform an action, so there will be a trigger which might go to another team member who is supposed to take an action if somebody wants a approval for the movement of money which can exceed maybe the minimum amount that he can do execution in a day. So that's a trigger which will go to the next person and that person will take care of it. So that's a trigger. The request which has come is a trigger for the second person who is actually supposed to approve it. So that these are the kind of the triggers. Basic flow is that you are actually testing that somebody is logged in and is trying to send the money, and that is successful. And alternative flow is, for example, somebody is logged in, a user is logged in and he's trying to send the money, but that money gets blocked. He's not having the success or the failure, but he's not aware that his money would be deducted or he should actually do that execution again. So in that case he will have to maybe reach out to the customer care or the online executor who is there who can actually help. So that's an alternative flow. Basic flow is it will come, he will have his money transfer very easily, your funds FDs created very easily. And the problem is if something gets stuck, so you should always have an alternative flow, because everything is not going to run seamlessly every always, because software, nobody can predict when it can actually cause any issue. It can fail, it can be hacked, there can multiple things which can happen. So you have to always have an alternative flow for the completely correctly running application. So these are the things that we need to actually take into consideration when a use case document is made. So I'll take another example. The previous one that we took was from the company standpoint, that you can have. Similarly, you could have any software which is made, not a website of bank, but some software. So you can actually correlate it with how the people who are involved or this terminology which is specific to use case, is the uh, what is the meaning of each of these words. So if I take an example to make you understand from a very layman perspective, We have an actor. If we want to do laundry, so if you want to do laundry, the actor is only one person, that is the housekeeper, or any lady in the house is supposed to um, do the laundry. So that's only one actor is there. Stakeholder is who comes up with the requirements. Who comes up with the requirements? Any family member can come up, or that person himself or herself is the one who wants to do that laundry because that is required now. So preconditions are this specific day. You say that we want to do it on Tuesday, so the condition is if it's Tuesday, so you will do it on Tuesday or Wednesday. And secondly, preconditions can be that you have too much of clothes now, and now you want that, definitely you want to do laundry. So that's a precondition, that you should actually have clothes which need to be cleaned up, which needs to be washed up. So that's a precondition for doing the laundry. So then we have the triggers. Triggers is that clothes should be in the laundry room. You will move ahead with the laundry only when you can actually find the clothes in the laundry room. Then only you will have further triggers, that you will put it into the machine, put liquid and everything there. And these things can only happen when you have clothes in the laundry room. Then the basic flow will be that uh, you will wash the clothes, you will dry them, iron them, and hang them. So that's a basic flow that goes for any laundry. But you can have the alternative flow, that you did some laundry but something is still dirty. So what will happen? You will have to follow the entire flow, that you entire basic flow, because something is still not correct, that it was supposed to be. So these are the things that you have to write for any condition to be tested, or any condition which should meet the requirements. So that is basically the use case document. Use case document templates are company specific. As I told you, all the documents are company specific, but it depends on organization to organization. But the main thing is, these terminologies that you are supposed to use in your software is irrespective of the templates that you are using. These will stay the same, because these are the standard terminologies for any use case document. So you should be very well aware of it. You can be asked for certain things like differences in basic flow, alternative flow, what is the difference between precondition, triggers, or how can you actually differentiate between actors or the stakeholders. There are a lot of questions that we keep asking, and these are the industry questions which are mandatory, that somebody is expected to have information about that. So that's all about use case. If you have any query, you can write to me in the comments. I'll definitely respond back to you. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great day.